Hey everyone, I just wanted to say thank you for checking out my videos. This video is from Saturday, Turkey Mountain. Did some different trails and did a handful of some of the downhill trails with some jumps and berms and trying some things that a little more getting out of the comfort zone. But there are a few crashes on this video, but I figure if I'm gonna start sharing this mountain bike experience, I'm going to even share the things that go wrong. So hope you enjoy this video, and I'll catch you at the end. Ouch. That crash was pretty gnarly. I know as I first started getting up, all I could think was, I think I broke myself. And then my wife's probably going to be mad at me because she tells me, remember, Brian, you're 42 years old. Even though your mind remembers that you could do that stuff when you were younger, doesn't mean that your body still remembers how to do it. So it was fun, and after getting up, and I did take a little bit of injury. I think I bruised one of my ribs on my left side, but it actually feels a lot better today. A little sore, but just one of those things that happens when you push your limits and kind of test where you are with things. But I will definitely get back out there and try it again. And one of the things that I thought about first things was probably should have had some type of chest protector on, knowing that I'm venturing out into things that I'm not completely good at, but learning how to do them. But probably should have had all of the right equipment, knowing that I'm kind of a competitive guy and I'm going to push my limits with a lot of things. So on my way to church this morning, I was thinking about it, and it reminded me of the armor of God. I had on all of the other right equipment. I had on a good pair of shoes. I had some good gloves on. I had my full face helmet on, but I was missing that chest protector that could have protected the injury that I took to my ribs. Crash still would have happened, and it would have hurt a little bit, but I probably wouldn't have bruised my rib the way that I did. And when I was thinking about it this morning, it reminded me of the armor of God that we put on. And if I go out with all of the things that the Bible talks about, but I don't put on that breastplate of righteousness, I'm missing one of the vital things, one of the things that protects the vital organs of my body, the vital things in my life. And, in God's sight, because we sin, we fall short of the glory of God. We're outside of being right with Him. But through the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross, taking our sins, being sinless, living a sinless life, and dying for our sins, He's right with God. He is righteousness, and through Him we're made right with God again. So it just reminds me of being sure that as I go out into this world daily, that I've got the Word in me, and that I remember what Jesus did for my life, and that He protects me from the evil that's out here in this world. But I thank you again for checking out this video, and hope that you enjoy it, but also some of the things that I might be able to share with you about Jesus and my life might help you with an impact in your life. Until next time, we'll see you.